funny.
Right?
Because like the whiskers is like
Right.
my little the whiskers need to go today. I think.
They're gonna go to. Really? You know what the cool thing is? It's getting long enough that I can go like this and look like a crazy miner. Well, what was the North 40?
Don't do that anymore, okay? That was really uncomfortable.
It's kind of a mood breaker around our house.
No, straight razor shave at Trolley Square Barbers today. We'll talk
Okay.
about that later, though.
Mountain Cam.
Oh, yes, the morning mountain cam. It's beautiful. Robert J. DeBry. Take a look outside today.
Oh.
It's going to be somewhere in the mid-80s today. Yesterday it was, I think it was 97. But today it's a little bit cooler, and then we go back into the 90s for the rest of the week.
Sprinklers.
Already on the green.
Interesting this morning.
Very
It's a
nice.
great way to start off because they redid our parking lot. You notice all the new stripes and everything.
I know.
And I guess they did it over the weekend. They worried people would drive over the line, so they put a big piece of yellow tape
Please
across,
don't do this,
across the
yeah.
opening. And it was like crashing through and the ribbon breaking. It was like a lazy man's marathon. It was like, da-da, that's right. I won. Drink water. Drink another water. It was interesting. It was fun.
Oh,
It's a good way
I
to start the
understand.
day.
I understand.
London.
I'm beyond even knowing what to say anymore.
I'm
and
gonna
so
I'm gonna get Daisy.
We need Daisy.
We need Daisy.
Our teeny tiny Daisy, of course, is
tiny,
from
tiny
London,
Daisy.
and she has bunches
scoot-
of friends.
scoot
We have
over.
lots of questions.
Over.
Getting
you.
cute, girl.
Here we go.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good
morning.
Good morning,
All right,
guys.
number one, after all of the additional attacks, is everybody in your family safe?
They are.
Okay.
They are.
That was my first question. How are we
Yes.
doing? Have we
Yeah.
located everybody? Because
Yeah.
your sister was actually...
Yeah, she was in Vauxhall,
Okay.
which is, the scary thing about what, each time this happens is that just as you guys would if it happened here, we kind of, each time I'm like, okay, where is it? What's the possibility
Yeah.
of having someone, with London being a big place, having someone I know in that location. And this time, my first thought was tragedy. My second thought is, okay, it's South London. My family are in West London. They're in North London. Ooh, okay, but I send them messages, everything, everyone good, just to confirm,
Oh,
right?
yeah, without question. It's so scary.
And then it expands to
How's everybody
the
else?
entire country.
What's going on?
But yeah, my sister got back to me the next day and she said, "Oh, I'm doing okay, but I was in Vauxhall, which is it was the third
Third incident that they thought might be an attack, and it turned out, not that it was still not awful, but it was not one of the terrorist attacks.
It was not one of the
And
terrorist
this was the
attacks.
knife. The knife
The
attack.
knife, yeah. But at the same time, she's saying, okay, it was terrifying. There was more police than I've ever seen in my life. They knew that other things were unfolding.
Wow.
Yeah, the terror alert still, I guess at the highest meaning, it's still imminent, so.
Yeah, and so terrifying, and what I was saying to you guys earlier on this morning is like each time it's like more difficult to kind of cling on to hope.
Get back up and go, it's going to be okay.
So,
And it's almost a what country is next? France and other European countries and states, and then all of a sudden now it's London, and London's. It seems like this is stupid to say, but you're picked on. It seems like you're targeted more. Just recently.
Well, without question.
Well, I mean, we're talking 3 attacks in 3 months and 34 dead total.
Wow.
I mean, that's so beyond anything that we've seen in America for so long that it's just, it's horrifying.
And Londoners and British people are so stoic, and every time, we were talking about the fact that, when these attackers this time went into pubs, you had people throwing
Anything.
beer glasses and chairs, and it's like Londoners, we went through the Blitz, we will go on, just, and in a way that's a symbol for the world, we will go on, but I feel like every time this is happening, it's taking like a little bit longer to go, there is hope.
Back into your stoic British self, I know. The thing that Todd was talking about, some of the heroics of some of the police officers were amazing. The one guy who just had his nightstick and he took down...
He went after 3 of them at the same time, and he was injured.
With a nightstick.
Survived.
This time?
This time. There was another off-duty policeman who just did a rugby tackle on him. He got injured as well, but is going to survive. And they said by at one point when one of the cops, I think it was one of the cops, their bodies went on the ground, within 30 seconds there were 10 people around him. So that's just amazing. Last night they raised a huge amount of money. We'll talk about the concert a little bit.
Yeah, so that was up in Manchester, which obviously was the site of the last attacks where 22 people died. It was a huge, it's actually a cricket ground called Old Trafford. And
it's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. And if you watched any of the concert, when you saw like the aerial shots.
Right.
Oh, it's incredible. I know.
Yeah, and 50,000 people. I think 13 million raised for the victims.
And that's just beginning. I mean, you know that's going to compound over the next week or two. But
yeah.
And I loved Ariana Grande wore the One Love Manchester shirt, and she said that she actually met with the mother of one of the victims, and she said it changed the entire set list. I mean, literally, it was like the afternoon before, and she goes, based on what she wanted to hear, and that they wanted uplifting and they wanted meaningful. She said everything changed. I can only imagine all the set managers going, "What?
And she,
what do you mean?"
She actually went to the hospital, and there were some kids involved in injuries and such. And they saw her bedside with this little girl, and the little girl was like suddenly healed because here she is, her idol, sitting on the side of her bed, and it was just kind of a nice thing to see.
I think Ariana Grande gets triple bonus points from because she's really relatively young, and she was a relatively spoiled semi-Disney star, and she's turned, I mean, for the courage of her to go back, handle it really well, go see all these kids. I mean, that's...
Well, and what I was just going to say as well is that, I felt that, I mean, I cried a lot during that concert, but, just the courage of her, although, as you said, Erin, it was probably the safest place to be in the world yesterday, was probably there in Manchester. But, the courage to go back on that stage and the courage, I read that they provided quiet rooms where maybe if you attended the concert last time and you were there again, it might have been a bit overwhelming and you had to, and you kind of saw that. I thought I saw that a little bit with her demeanor where, she was performing and then you could just see moments where she, you could see that it was probably really scary to go back and do that again.
I can only imagine. I mean, think of the PTSD that you would be experiencing and that quickly afterwards too.
Yeah.
And who else played?
No, Oasis was there and they're from Manchester, right?
Yeah. I mean, there was quite a lot of artists that were lined up to play. And then the surprise, I think, I was certainly surprised, was that that all of a sudden you had Coldplay singing an Oasis song. And Oasis is probably, I'd say, the most famous band to come out of Manchester, unless I'm forgetting someone. But then Liam from Oasis played, but then his brother didn't.
What
Noel
is
and Liam,
with that?
they've had this little pissy thing going on for how many years now? Dude, you're from
like
Manchester.
Almost 20.
Oh.
So that was a bit tantrumy.
Jeez. Katy Perry was there,
Katy Perry.
Who else was with? I mean, they had Justin
Coldplay,
Bieber,
Miley, Justin Bieber,
Robbie
Williams, and Take That, and Niall from One Direction. That was cool. And I just was reading just 5 minutes ago that a lot of people on Twitter are saying the concert closed with Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And why don't you just
kill me now? Seriously?
Yeah, kill me now, right? Right? And a lot of people are saying, okay, let's now release this as a single
cool.
to benefit like Red Cross or
nice.
something like that. Which would
And
be,
you were mentioning also that more people watched this than, what was the other fundraiser?
Live Aid.
Live Aid.
Which, by the way, just as a side note, I was at age 10.
I hate you. I'm so
But yeah, more people than Live Aid. So that's, I mean...
And a lot of that's just because social media is bigger now and all that, but still great response from around the world.
Yeah, and just in closing, I mean, it was quite cool because yesterday when it started, I was thinking, can I get it? I wonder if I can watch it.
Because I heard originally it was like Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Because of her association.
And that's nice, but if you don't have that, you would like other options. So they did open it up to a few other
Oh
outlets,
yeah,
right?
I mean it was live on Twitter. I clicked into an LA Times article and I just had the whole thing on my laptop watching it live.
Nice.
It's funny, that's exactly why I went into radio in the first place, is that it was the power of music. I mean, that it heals, that it's that part of you that It's the one part that lights up all areas of the brain and creates all of those powerful memories again and brings back all of them. I'm getting verklempt.
Nice job.
Yeah.
You're making my
Such a-
wife cry already.
Yeah, and also the set list when when you were watching that concert of Live Forever from Oasis, and Robbie Williams sang his song Strong but changed it to Manchester Strong. She sang Over the Rainbow. I mean, yeah. Even Justin Bieber made me cry.
Justin Bieber, and I still care.
He makes me cry a lot, but not for the same
Like
reason.
this, and it was really,
Yeah.
but it really, everybody handled it so
Yeah.
beautifully, and it was
Alright.
so positive.
Yeah.
Do you feel more hope today? A little
Yeah.
bit? Are you coming back up again?
Yeah.
And you got your scarf.
Yeah, I've got my scarf.
Right. Daisy,
And my
thanks very
Sgt.
much.
Pepper t-shirt.
Everything we could ask for.
All right.
Daisy, we
Thanks,
love you.
Daisy.
See you in a little bit.
All right. And you know what?
Yes.
Talking about gathering out here in Salt Lake City.
Oh, I know, Pride Weekend. That was such an amazing thing.
And everyone was celebrating, and
You know, Todd and I have been taking our kids ever since. I mean, we had them in backpacks that first
We
year.
did,
Remember
we
the
did.
twins? And
And
it's
some-
like 800 degrees, and we're like, "Ugh."
in support
But it
of
was
our
so
friends
fun.
and family. So that was really cool. And of course, the jerks were there. There they are. But
Do you remember that one time we were in a float, and it was a couple of years ago,
Oh, my
and
gosh.
we were paused right before we were going onto the parade route, and the mean, angry guys were there.
Right.
And we both looked at them and we said, "Jesus loves you, even though you're angry and mean. Jesus loves you." And they were furious. They're like, "You're going to hell! You're all going to hell!"
they just kept saying,
And
"We love you."
And the whole crowd went, "We love you! Jesus loves you!" And they were beside
Oh,
themselves
my
with
gosh.
rage.
It
I
was
never
so
thought
funny.
that loving somebody could make them so mad.
But here's some of the nice people down there. It was great.
The
Families
happy
were
stuff,
there,
exactly.
old and young, people supporting their friends, and basically just having a great time. And I don't know, feeling like they're coming together a little.
Well, I love the concept though that we write about families, about entire groups of families trying to understand each other and care about each other
Right,
and help.
right.
And if you take a look at the Resource Center, they do such good things because. I mean, there's a gigantic overproportion of the homeless youth that are LGBT. And so when you see them targeting them now and going, how can we help? Let's help
Right.
you understand who you are and help
Right.
you get back into school or get back into a job and get back into life. I mean, it's such an inspiring weekend.
And one of the things I read their article about
Or
parents.
like the pencils.
I know, right? Parents who kicked their kids out, and 20 years later have finally got it back.
They got it now.
They got it, and have welcomed people back into their families. The article was great, and it talked about certain people, and it took 20 years. One person took 30 years, and others it took 2. But I mean, it was like the parents
The learning curve. Yeah.
understood, and then brought them back into the fold, which I think is just brilliant. I
I
think
know.
it's brilliant.
This is one of the most inspiring ones ever. Do you know this is the second biggest parade in Utah? And this is actually
in Utah.
Yeah, and it's one of the, I think they said one of the biggest, it's one of the 10 biggest Pride celebrations in the country.
Really?
So I thought that was kind of cool.
I didn't know that. I thought it was pretty cool too.
We're all rather magnificent
We
here,
are,
aren't we?
and the parade was fun too. All right, so Daisy is coming up.
Yeah, let's check with her. She's got a lot of things going on in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. Brought to you by Columbus Travel. If you go to columbusvacations.com, you can sign up for their last-minute newsletter that tells you all the great deals for that week. Also, Executive Transportation, our friend March and his fleet of sweet Escalades, taking you around the town or just to the airport. And, of course, All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. And if yesterday's 97 degrees made you think, crap, I wish my swamp cooler worked, he would be the man to contact at allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, good morning, sweetie. What's going on?
Today on GephardtDaily.com. One person is dead and several others displaced after flames tore through a West Valley home early this morning. Firefighters responded to the blaze at 3946 Bonnie Arlene Drive just after 12:30. According to Battalion Chief Jeff Fox, when crews arrived on scene, fire was blowing out the front windows and they received reports of someone trapped inside the home. First responders did rescue one person who was sleeping in the basement and did not even know the house was ablaze. They found the deceased up in the upstairs area where the fire damage was most extensive. Investigators on scene say the cause of the fire is still unknown and that the home is a total loss. The identity of the victim has not yet been released. Emergency crews responded to Bell Canyon Sunday night after reports that a 22-year-old man fell into the swift waters of the lower falls and was not seen resurfacing. The Unified Police Department, Sandy Fire Department, and Salt Lake County search and rescue team searched the area for several hours. The operation was called off at 11 p.m. The search was scheduled to resume at 7 this morning. Organizers say the 2017 Utah Pride Festival was their biggest yet, drawing an estimated 60,000 people to Library Square in Salt Lake City. That's about 10,000 more people than they had predicted. About 1,000 volunteers worked to make the 3-day festival run smoothly. It wrapped on Sunday. And the weather gods are looking to keep things hot over the next week. We can expect to see record-breaking highs with temperatures in the upper 80s today and rising to the mid-90s by Wednesday. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. More headlines 24/7 at gebhardtdaily.com.
Thank you, Daisy. You are oh so beautiful today. So it's interesting. We were talking about some of the pickup lines, and I don't understand how you even came across this particular
Al Gore,
list.
Al Gore, you're so hot you must have started global warming. As a woman,
Really?
yes or no?
Oh, so no.
Okay, all right, you've got some too.
Do you live in a cornfield? Because I'm stalking you. Yeah, that's a good one. Hey, excuse me, can you empty your buckets? Because I believe you have stolen my heart. All right, give me one. Come on, you got a good one.
Are you a parking ticket? Because you got fine written all over you.
That is so
The
stupid.
Chinese have evidently figured this out, and they did a study.
Okay.
All right, your eyes are like morning dew. Not going to happen. Not
A little
going to happen,
moist.
according to the Chinese. According to the Chinese scientists, the sort of pickup line that's guaranteed to melt a woman's heart is different than that. They actually did a university study, University of Electronic Science and Technology.
Well, number one, I'm going to the nerds,
They're not getting dates anyway. Why do they? Anyway, they have published a new study called "Women for Men Who Use Metaphorical Language When Paying Compliments in a Romantic Context." See, that's written by scientists, right?
Yeah, I'm tired just after reading the
I
title.
am too. Okay, so straightforward compliments like your lips are sexy? No.
No?
No. And plus you come up and say something sexy as opposed to coming up and saying, I really like your laugh.
That's a good one. Yeah, every time.
But that's not good enough.
But you can't start with sexy. I mean,
No,
that
you
just
can't.
sets it off in the
No,
wrong thing.
no.
I mean, if you said it to me now, I'd be like, really? That's so nice. But
Now, this might not translate from Chinese to English, but, and I quote, your roof is a lover's shoulder. There might be a little translation problem. Here's another
I'm
one.
not sure I understand that one.
Your garden is the sea of flowers.
Well, yeah.
Here's
Unless
the,
they mean that metaphorically, and then you're probably still getting into dangerous ground. But
saying things like to them about roofs and gardens is really important in China.
apparently so,
Because
yeah.
it's more about metaphorical compliments, targeting a woman's appearance compared possessive, and they didn't like that. So the indication is that generates greater sexual attraction towards a potential mate is when you talk about things that she has around her or does.
I see. So that actually kind of makes a little bit of sense, especially when you're starting.
So-
where you're trying not to be too personal, you're not trying to hone in too quickly. I guess that would
So,
make
so
sense.
you want to use romantic metaphors. You want to talk about. I wrote some here. Your lug wrench glistens in the morning sun. No. Number 2, and once again, this is given to me by the scientists in China. Your arbor seems sturdy and rigid. Now, see, you would talk to me after I came up and said that.
yeah, because I was laughing uncontrollably.
No, I
like,
know.
You've been drinking too much,
Yeah,
haven't you?
and when your arbor is rigid and sturdy,
I'd be asking you if you needed me
you're
to call
mine.
you an Uber because you were drunk
You're
off.
mine at that point.
Okay.
I can see your scratching post is loved by many creatures.
You just called me a slut.
No, I said scratching post. I didn't say it.
You called me a slut.
Would you buy me a drink? Okay. I tried.
I will tell
But
you.
wait. The point and the thing you know that it works is because look how many Chinese there are. I rest my case.
Point taken.
Your arbor is rigid and sturdy.
Would you like to hear my favorite pickup line?
Yes.
Are you a campfire? Because you're hot and I want s'more. It just makes me hungry and I start thinking about actual s'mores, and so I was kind of like into it. Because I would have at least stood there long enough to be thinking about the marshmallow, and then he would have had me. So
I would have gone for that. I would have, yeah. Of course,
Really?
if you sneezed, I would have. But, achoo, I love you. Would you marry me?
Okay, we've been talking a lot about police and firefighters today, mainly because a lot of the things that have been happening in London and just loving them. But they are heroes in so many ridiculously interesting ways that it never occurred to me.
You wouldn't expect this way.
Would you like to tell me something good?
Tell me.
All right. Tell me this is not like your worst nightmare as a mother.
Oh.
I mean, the worst. No one came to Jennifer Day's 8-year-old son's birthday party on Sunday.
Wait, just stop. Oh my gosh.
Nobody came. They'd baked cakes, they bought pizza, they invited all of his classmates, and no one showed up to celebrate with their son Graham.
Oh my
For
gosh.
his 8th birthday. Now, as a mother, I'm just like dead inside right now. I mean, my heart is like splitting. Here's the horrible thing. He had the same experience happen when he was 6. It's like, I would not want birthdays anymore.
What
It's
happened to RSVP?
And the little boy said, this always happens. And he said it in the most broken voice I've ever heard, said Jennifer. It happened once before, but this time something snapped in me. And it's like, no, this is not going to happen again. So desperate to cheer up her son, she posted a message on the Nextdoor neighborhood website. We are a Nextdoor as well in our neighborhood.
Right.
And she said, I need to ask if anyone would like to come to an 8-year-old boy's birthday party because I need him to know that he's loved and valued as a person. No gifts are required other than the gift of friendship. So no responses came in right away.
Oh no, again?
And then they realized that they had a quick note in the inbox. And it was from the Hearst Police Department, who said, we'd really like to come and see your son. Now, when she heard she thought, oh, maybe the 2 guys in patrol will be stopping by.
They could stop by and
that's,
say hi.
That's really nice. No, all of a sudden their streets started lining up with police cars, and then it started lining up with fire trucks. And then they all came inside to sing and eat and sing happy birthday with her son.
And ate cake.
And in the end, they had the entire off-shift crew of the police department and the firefighters all there to party with her son.
Oh my gosh.
Is that amazing? Other people in the neighborhood, after they'd seen the message on Nextdoor and they started seeing the cards crowding, they came by and started bringing presents for the son. And he ended up with the biggest blowout birthday party of any 8-year-old in North America.
That is incredible. I like the fact that neighbors finished it up. And there's a healthy competition between firemen and policemen. So they must have had a cake eating contest or something. Or,
I can sing it better than you can.
God forbid there was a piñata.
I'm just going to take out my handgun and get this sucker up.
But
here's the last thing that the police chief said. He said, something like this, it literally guts you as a parent because you can't fix it, at least in that moment. He said, but it's the police and the firefighters. We're used to fixing things.
Oh, my gosh.
We're used to coming to the rescue. He said, so why not for an 8-year-old boy?
Why have we made this such an emotional day?
Is that the coolest? Oh, my. As a mother, I'm just dying right now. That is like the coolest thing ever.
You need a vacation. You need a vacation from all your troubles, and if you call Columbus Travels, the nice thing is they say, go online, get your price. Go ahead, we're not afraid. And then you go to Columbus, and what they're going to do is they have all these packages they can throw on top and get your airfare that's cheaper because they have the inside deals because they're travel people.
Now, they've got one right now that I'm just dying to take Todd, and it's only $1 down to hold your spot right now. So I've already done that.
Oh, no, this
Cuba,
isn't
the Cuba thing. Our girlfriend Karen's going with her husband. But it's amazing. They actually managed to get a cruise to Cuba where you can stay on board, but it's the people-to-people trip. So you get to go on the island, you get to talk to people, you get to go to Old Town Havana, you get to meet, make new friends from the Cuban families there. I'm dying for this cruise.
That is crazy.
And it's only ColumbusVacations.com, so you got to go online and take a look.
All right, coming up next, I broke down this weekend, and I ate food that my doctor might have frowned upon. I'll tell you what it is coming up next.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. And also by Columbus Travel. If you go to columbusvacations.com, you can sign up for a weekly newsletter that always has great last-minute deals on hotels, airfare, cruises, and more. Did you know you...
So back with the Todd and Aaron morning stream on GephartDaily.com. I don't think we said hello at the beginning of the show.
Good morning.
Hi.
How's everybody doing? Happy Monday.
So you have a surprise for me. And I love the fact that we don't tell each other about some of the stuff we found because it's kind of fun to see the other person's reaction. And now it's
After 20 years of living and being married and working together, there are very few surprises, so you have to manufacture them sometimes. But this is an irritating one. I was actually looking at Zoe's iPad today, and I had read an article yesterday and went, "Oh, that can't possibly be us." And there's certain online apps, for instance, Messenger from Facebook, and if you read very carefully through the fine print, it says we can access your photos.
Are you going to scare me?
Well, there's a whole bunch of apps apparently, and I went on Zoe's iPad today, and here's the interesting thing. We always go through the app store together, and I say, okay, here's some of the free apps, and you can have these if you want, or you can have this one.
Right.
And I looked briefly at the description based on that one time we found out that one of the Frozen girls in a copyright violation was she was helping her deliver a baby in the app, and I went, okay, we're not going to have that one anymore.
No. The Little Mermaid had a C-section.
I mean, that's a little scary.
Why would that...
So, you kind of have to go through the apps and make absolutely certain your 6-year-old is playing with something. Here's the thing I hadn't really done. I don't know if I've ever gone through any of the fine print on any of them. There's several of the apps that are based for children that are free, that actually, pay it too, I'm sure, that say in the fine print that you're looking, we now get access to your iPad or your iPod or whatever's photos.
Right.
Your photo stream.
Right.
So apps are now being able to access your children's photo stream.
Is this just started or has this been around?
I have no idea how long it's been around, but based on the 2 that I found on Zoe's apps today, and she's got like about 40.
So those are gone.
And those are just the 2 that I waded through. Those are both there, so they clicked out and they're gone now. But it is worth taking a look at what you're letting your kids download to know. And then number 2, going through their photo stream again. Because if you go through Zoe's, it's primarily 900,000 shots of her blurry little face or her toes or something, and she's like shooting above it. So it's not as intense. But if your kids have any level of coordination yet, you might want to go through their photo stream too and see just exactly what the apps can access.
That makes sense.
So now that I've suitably terrified all of us once again,
what about my phone?
Go check the iPad.
What about my phone?
Yeah. It's the photo stream.
So I have apps on my phone that are going to take my pictures and make them go where?
They just have access to them. They can use them.
This is like that family happened about 4 years ago. Remember
this?
They were touring Europe, and they're from the United States, and they came around the corner, and there's a billboard with their family on it.
It's like, wait, what?
And they just stopped. They took pictures of it because it's like this.
That can't be right. I don't remember any residual checks.
And it was like in German or something, and it's just like, das family like insurance, which is not really German, I'm going to say. That was translated with a bad accent. But there their family is, and the family's there, and they're all standing to us. They all take a selfie in the same order as the billboard had them in. That's hilarious.
I mean,
that's scary, but that's scary.
It's just worth looking at your kids' apps and seeing exactly what they have, and more importantly, I think it's also going through the photo stream to make sure you know what they've got. Because knowing Zoe, I could totally see her thinking it was funny to take a picture of her butt. I mean, it's just...
No, the dog's butt, not hers.
Well,
the dog's butt.
Oh, well, I'm fine. You can have all of those, Mr. Rapp. Enjoy the pictures of my dog's rear end. Enjoy. But it's worth checking.
I would.
Mm-hmm. Now, what got into you the other night? Because, I don't think I've consumed this food item before. I can't even remember the last time I tried this food item, actually.
A lot of times, some people, when they have a stressful day emotionally, which I did.
Comfort food, yeah.
People looking for comfort food. And suddenly, I'm not sure because we talked a little bit about this the other day. Mm-hmm. Kentucky Fried Chicken popped in my mind. And let me say that I haven't eaten Kentucky
I can't remember
Fried
the last
Chicken
time we've consumed.
10 years?
It's 11 herbs and spices.
Hey,
you still crave it fortnightly. I mean,
fortnightly.
It's what it is.
Thank you. I married an ex-murder reference. Suddenly, I had to, and it was like 9:45, and no, they probably closed like most people at 10 or whatever. And I got
so you got
my
your foot on the gas, and you're going.
I ripped down there, and I got it, and they said, and this is how long it's been. They said, you want extra crispy, and I didn't even, sure. Sure
So you
I
don't
did.
even know about the Kentucky Gold recipes yet, do you?
I don't. And so I drove home with that aroma, and it was like, and the mashed potatoes, which are, I don't know where they come from, and the gravy
doesn't matter,
and the
they're lovely.
coleslaw, and I got home and I
And the
laid it
biscuits.
out, and I just started eating, and it was just,
That first bite, though, when you break into the crunchy,
right,
the crunchy surface.
right. I could hear my heart slowing down. I was like, "Where are you going? What's going on here? I'm a vampire." I gotta say, so I'm eating this, right? And of course it's great.
It's delicious.
And I'm taking bite after bite, and I took some of the crispiness. And I don't know how they make it crispy unless they take a chicken and it puts a chicken skin suit on over its own, and then they deep fry it. Because I don't know where all that skin comes from. But I squeezed some of it, and you could just, the goodness started rolling down my fingers.
Don't even examine it that closely. Just enjoy.
And I felt guilty. I felt horribly
Did you feel
guilty.
dirty?
I did feel a little dirty. And then all of a sudden, after 10 minutes, I found some meat, and I felt so much better because I said, okay, all this crispiness is actually around the chicken. And it was just, it was delicious.
Don't you remember that story that came out? I think it was like 3 years ago, where they said that they were actually running a new line of Kentucky Fried Chicken product. They would be just skin. They would just be strips of the crispy chicken skin.
Was that true?
The internet went nuts. People were like, "We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. When is it coming out? I want it. I want it. I want it." And they went,
Right.
"Oh, this was just a hoax story." And they're like, "What? What are you talking about? I was totally ready for the chicken." Yeah, yeah.
You feel better now?
I actually really enjoyed it.
It was really good.
Thank you for bringing more, so I
even-
didn't have to attack you and take
Even
yours.
heating it up is 8-piece, by the way. Good choice. And even heating it up, it still tastes good. I should have done it in the oven instead of the microwave, but still, it was awesome. And in Kentucky Fried Chicken, I don't know if you noticed, but the Colonel's gone through many different things this year.
Many incarnations.
No one liked the first one. Norm Macdonald became one. Who else? My favorite comic,
Yeah, there's like
Jim Gaffigan.
Kevin Nealon was one
Kevin
for a while.
Nealon
I
was
like,
one.
okay.
And so I really like the fact they keep changing it up. But they are experimental. This is what they came up with last year, which is
Kind of sexy. He's got the tie undone.
yeah,
got the top button loose.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
sunscreen.
Oh my
Chicken
gosh.
scented sunscreen.
No way.
Yeah.
I could be tan and hungry at the same time.
It's a 30 too. PFC what's it
That
called?
is troubling.
Smells like chicken. So
Wow.
at first you're all oiled up and you smell like chicken. Then you go in the sun.
You are irresistible to
and
men.
it wafts off you. I don't care if you're man or woman. People are going to be biting you.
I know, right?
Right.
See, forget the Chinese pickup lines. That's what we need.
Just spray
You would be
yourself like
completely-
chicken.
You would be irresistible.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
This.
Men, women, porpoises, I mean cats, everyone would want to bite because it's delicious.
I can't think of another food that would be worse
No,
or
no.
more tempting.
No, it's definitely the KFC.
All right, I'm going to take it now.
Everyone remembers the smell. It's just there and it's delicious.
Sports Central here with the Todd and Aaron morning stream.
Now, traditionally, you don't follow soccer here in the U.S. very much.
Excuse
Football for
me.
the rest of the world, I know.
Football. Hello. Team in Brazil, their goalkeeper, first time they call it between the sticks. He's a goalkeeper, right? The sticks, the thing. And first time there, debut. Can you imagine how nervous you'd be?
I think that they had a lot of publicity too. They're like, we've got the guy,
Right.
the goalie. It's
Right.
like the legend has arrived, and blah blah blah, and here's our team, and
And
so it was a big rollout. I
If
mean,
you
they had a
ever
lot of press.
seen them, right? They have the oversized gloves. They're allowed to a certain, like catcher's mitts.
The mitts.
They allow them to be a certain size or bigger, and they got rubberized stuff so the ball they can just glance it and deflect it. So he had a rough start.
Well, that happens. You've got nerves. It's
Right,
the first game,
right.
you know,
and so boom,
Sure.
the ball's in the net.
Oh, that's
And
painful.
it was
Okay,
ki-
it's awkward start, but
It was
that's
kind of his fault. So
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So a little later on, this is before the first break, it happened again, and it was basically his fault again. And then finally, it happened again. And remember, this is just before the first break in the game. And so
this poor man.
you think of the coach would make a move at this point, put
Get
in another
out.
goalie.
Die, go
But
away, far, far
Before
away.
he could do that, during one of the breaks, the goalie walked into the locker room and had called a cab and walked out of the stadium still in his gear and got in the cab, and it drove him away.
He went home in a cab? That is the saddest thing I have ever heard.
During the game, he just went, I don't want to play anymore.
I'm done here.
Take me to a tavern.
Oh, that is the saddest thing
Isn't
ever.
that? I read that. And it was,
He got a cab and he went home.
he just gave up. And, before last year, with the Cubs having that horrible record, I'm surprised any of them were on the field for 30 years. But congratulations for them, because they're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And they came back, and they make me believe in the downtrodden underdogs of the world.
All right, coming up next, we have got a brand new flavor treat for you.
Oh, another one.
One that I did not think was possible to achieve, and yet Nabisco has done so. We will tell you next.
Well, we're going to take you right now to the best place to sleep in the world.
There he is. Hi, Carl.
Hi, Todd. Welcome.
You got a lot of different mattresses. So where do we start?
So we developed a program to help fit you, literally custom fit you to the right mattress that's right for you,
And how does
that you'll love.
How does this start? How does the whole
Well, we
process?
start right here with the pillows, and the reason is because the pillows, it's a bed for your head, and you have 7 vertebrae in your
Right.
neck. So we would pick out a pillow,
Go ahead.
and get you fit, and then we would get you a protector for your head, and
Right.
get you on a mattress.
All right.
Well, doctor, it all started when I was a wee little lad and my dog ran away. No, it didn't. He was fine.
All right. So what am I laying on? This is really nice.
This is a Tempur-Pedic, and the one thing about Tempur-Pedic is that it treats you the way you want to be treated. My wife and I sleep on the same Tempur-Pedic mattress. She likes a firm bed, and because she sleeps on her back, and I like a soft bed because I sleep on my side, and we both love the same bed.
Oh, this is great. All right. What else do you have?
This is an IntelliBed, and it's also a no-compromise mattress, so that if you like it firm, it gives you the support you need, but it's very, very pressure relieving for your shoulders and hips if you sleep on your side and you want it soft.
Someone's going to have to carry me to the next bed, please. Now, these feel different from some of the others we've been trying out today.
That's right. These are the same beds that you would find on an online company.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So they're lower price. They're not as comfortable. They don't last as long.
Right.
But people want to try them out.
So why would someone buy a bed online without trying it out first? You sell them here for the same price, right?
That's right. That's right. We sell them for the same price. People buy them online, and they have about up to 35% returns because people are buying one thing and they're getting another. They don't know what they're getting. So right here, you can come and try them out before you buy them.
Like any other bed here.
Exactly.
All right. Because sitting at a computer is not the same as laying down on your future mattress. All right, Carl, what's this?
Okay, this is our dream room. And sometimes a customer might feel still unsure after we've gone through, spent a lot of time with them and got
Right.
them on the right mattress. They still might be unsure, and we understand because it's a large purchase. So we have a dream room where we can take that mattress and have them and bring it in here, and they can sleep on that mattress. They can have 3 to 4 hours to try out that mattress and really get to feel like
Really?
if they know it's the right mattress.
Yeah, 3 to 4, right? So I could just go in here.
Did you say 4 hours?
Okay, all right, all right.
Up to 4
Oh,
hours.
jeez.
And don't do anything your mother wouldn't let you do.
Evidently, this is the food section for the rest of the show, because we're going to talk about food.
Coming up in just a couple of minutes, but do not forget, Christopher's. It's our big thank you, and if you haven't done this yet, all you have to do is go on to Facebook, any one of our 3 pages, Todd and Aaron, Gephardt Daily, Gephardt Approved, and under the show today, just make a comment.
A nice comment this time.
Share,
Nice.
like the page, and you're officially entered. Now, this is dinner for 4 at Christopher's Prime Steakhouse. And by the way, I talked to the people who won last week, and the ribeye made her start crying. It was that good. I went, you didn't cry like right at the table. She goes, yes, I did. Tears of joy. I'm not ashamed. I went, okay. And you don't have to worry about designated drivers because
We have
executive
one.
transportation is going to pick you up and take you around and take you home. And it's an amazing night. So please enter today. It's our big thank you for following us onto the morning stream. And We love you a lot.
And we're surprised as much as anybody.
Really trust us.
So
We're
do
genuinely
that.
shocked.
Hey, coming up, because this is now the food section of the show.
Okay.
We have Oreos has done it again, and that's coming up next.
Merit Medical. Why work for fast food wages when you can start at Merit for a whole lot more? Merit Medical. Great products, great people, a great company. Learn more at merit.com/careers. The law offices of Robert J. DeBry and Associates, with offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and St. George. Check them out at robertdebry.com. The Todd and Aaron Morning Stream is actually available anytime at gephardtdaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Aaron page.
All right, there it is, the morning cam, and it's the drone. So you put something on Facebook, and as I'm stroking my beard, yeah. So
Your big old Abe Lincoln beard.
I was just
looking
bored one day, and so I said, you know what? I think I'll grow a beard, and so I did, and I thought I looked a little distinguished, and now it's getting a little,
It's getting
unruly.
wildly out of control
That
now.
I could almost put like a bead on it with a ribbon, and that'd be a hipster.
No, that would be creepy.
So you
So
put
we
it on
actually put it
Facebook.
up on Facebook. Now,
Right.
this is astonishing because we've had stuff that have gone relatively wildly out of control before on Facebook, and we'll end up
Right.
with thousands of questions and answers and comments. And this one was extremely popular. As a matter of fact,
That's right, because you know why people like beards.
no, there's over 3,000 comments because basically
Loving
what I
it.
said is, Aaron here, I'm not feeling the Todd's beard. Here's the picture. What do you think? Okay, of the 3,775
Supporting
comments.
Todd's beard.
98%
98.
said, for the love of God, shave that thing
Shave it off.
98%. 1% said, you look ridiculous and we're kind of enjoying it, so go with it. And then 1% said, it's his life, let him do what he wants. No. So back to the 98%, there's one that says, you could actually shave this and then leave it on the ground so that small forest creatures could find it for their nests, so that you could be continuing the circle of life where baby chicks would be resting against your beard. It's too scratchy for that. Another person said that unless we can actually enter you into a contest for the craziest mountain man living in Montana with weapons buried in his front yard, this is a relatively useless growth.
It's not true, because I'd bury him in the backyard so the neighbors couldn't see you doing it.
Oh, that's probably a good point. Another guy says, what the hell is wrong with you? That was pretty much all he went with. So
I just don't, oh, look at Old Man River, you're looking great. Really?
So you have an appointment today for a nice, straight razor shave.
Right.
Down at the Trolley Square Barbers. These are the old school guys with like the big barber pole and everything. And so we're going to get you a nice shave and get that thing off your face.
It really works good with morning hair, because I remember I walked to my car, was it Saturday morning, to get something out of the car. It was about 8:30, and people were jogging and running their dogs and stuff like that, and I suddenly realized I still had morning hair. And I'd do it right now for you, but I don't think I'd get it back in place. So,
You look like a badger is clinging to the lower half of your face, honey.
which part? Yeah.
Time for it to go.
All right, so that's going today. All right, some happy news. We've talked about food a lot today.
Yeah, let's do something appetizing because that beard was not appetizing at all.
Oreos
Yes?
have gone berserk in an interesting way. Name some flavors that we've seen the last
Are you
couple
kidding?
years.
They've had cotton candy. They've had Swedish fish. They've had s'mores, which I actually thought was kind of good.
S'mores.
They had cinnamon roll, which was really bad.
St. Patrick's Day.
They had Patrick
baked.
flavored. They had the shamrock one. I mean, all kinds of different flavors. Some of them were acceptable. Most of them were deeply frightening.
But they discontinue them, which is actually, if you think how brilliant it is, and they sold the rights, not to the cookies, but only sell them in Walmart.
At certain times, yeah.
Walmart stores. That's it. There's new flavor out in town. Not to be outdone by themselves. Here they go outdoing themselves. And this is the Jelly Donut Oreo. It has arrived. Jelly Donut Oreo.
Jelly donut Oreo.
Yeah, so this is the white.
Uh-huh.
Wait, oh, you forgot the popping candy one. They had the fireworks cookie.
That was
one,
cool.
Which I thought was great, but it will not top this. Golden Oreo cookie with raspberry center and custard outer ring.
The jelly flavored center really scared me because they should have said jelly.
$2.98 a box or a bag.
That's really troubling. You know, I'm going to have to go down to Walmart now and see if I can find them, right?
Of course you.
Because we're going to have to try them out just on principle.
You know, it's talking about trying stuff out. Remember a little while ago, we heard about the new pizza up at the Pie, the new crust that they had.
Oh, see,
right?
yeah, because we're big pie fans, and so we went
We
in there,
are.
and they had something there that said, you must sign a release to eat this food.
And so we went and we did it. Oh, by the way, bye-bye with the Todd and Aaron morning stream on GephardtDaily.com.
We love you. Good morning.
Hey, it's Todd and Aaron here for GephardtDaily.com. When it comes to pizza, the Pie is the only place in Utah where you take your friends.
Wait, there is something diabolical going on, and we're going to go test it out.
Something dark.
Let's go.
I thought it was way too hot.
Thank you very much, including the unpleasant effects of diarrhea and or vomiting.
Water doesn't help, by the way.
No, water doesn't help.
More beef and more linguiça on it.
Is that helping you?
There's a lingering effect, the fiery effect. If you wake up at 4 in the morning, you remember the waiver you signed.
Burns on both ends.
Several years ago, my little brother ordered an actual raw ghost pepper through the mail.
Palmer's the co-owner and the chef at the Pie Pizzeria, and he is the man with the plan when it comes to menu items.
And I thought it'd be funny to put it in some biscuits. And instead of people like hating it and being mad at me, they loved it.
Palmer says it was this event that inspired a fiery culinary creation.
It's actually not a pie, it's a special dough. And it's called the Apocalypto. No oil, we grind them up. They're ground up ghost peppers.
Now, ghost peppers, according to pepperhead.com, are the 7th hottest peppers in the world. They come in at over 1 million SHU, or Scoville heat units. Now, to compare, a jalapeno comes in at only 8,000.
Our cooks actually wear masks and gloves when they make this pizza dough.
In fact, this dough is so hot, you have to sign a waiver before it even touches your lips.
And could trigger stronger intestinal contractions and discomfort.
But Palmer did not ignore taste for the sake of spiciness.
It actually makes the food taste better. I mean, the heat of it is actually pretty mild. You can get a pizza, you can get calzone. Probably the hottest form is the breadsticks, the pull-aparts. Yeah, those are coming out of the oven here real soon.
After a little egging on, we decided to give it a shot.
Uncle Bob,
See?
how you doing, hon? You feel the endorphins? I went to cheat, so I brought some milk.
There you go.
Right out of the jug.
Both of you are sweating. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's the glow.
It was painfully delicious, but I could only get through 2 bites. Regular patrons like Isaac Hart say,
I thought it was a little too gimmicky and too hot, but the recipe has tamed a little bit.
At first, we did different things which made it too hot. We wanted it to be hot enough that it would live up to the name, but not so hot that people wouldn't order it. Believe it or not, people actually love it.
Well, there you go. That wasn't so bad.
Are you kidding?
No.
All right, this is the Apocalypto, and you can only get it at the Pie, all the locations, and this is the ghost pepper crust that probably has finished off my esophagus.
Cheers.